Okay.
It's ready?
Yeah.
Ready, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, people show up in about 10 minutes. This is online to YouTube right now, but the link isn't public yet. So just don't talk to yourself too crazy. And then and I'll have someone come and turn it off. But and then you have like this whole area of the camera, but they're just kind of watching remotely, so they're not worried too much about it.
Okay, no issue.
And then that's it. Okay, cool.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Thank you so much. It's so cold.
Yeah, very cool.
Did you get some coffee and snacks already?
Yeah.
Mình chơi nó hồi tới đi. Hơi thọt người một cái đó thọt mình. Yeah, to see you. Yeah.
I think we have to wait for 1 or 2 minutes more because maybe it's so busy. So then have to start. Okay, so I think we have to start session. Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me here. I'm Zishan Khan, and basically I'm from Pakistan, and currently I'm a student, a PhD student at the University of Kedah, Malaysia. Basically, I come from the academia side because here the majority of the people come from different organizations, but few people, I think 3 to 4 people come from academia. So basically, I'm coming from academia side, and my PhD research is basically focusing on the role of technology in human trafficking in Pakistan and Malaysia. So recently, I conducted research in Pakistan and I collected data from 3 groups. The victims of human trafficking, the experts of human trafficking, and the general public. So basically, I conducted a mixed method research, but today I'm going to discuss about the general public data collection and analysis of my data collection, which I collected from the general population of Pakistan. Actually, this research conducted under the UKM project, University Events in Malaysia project, that supported me financially, and also the other researchers also participated me in this research, my supervisor, my co-supervisors, and some other researchers. And the project name is the role of information communication technology in human trafficking and its impacts on human development in Pakistan and Malaysia, issues and preventions. So I'm also working on the prevention mechanism, that what is the role of technology in the prevention mechanisms as well. What is the role of technology in human trafficking activities and in the prevention mechanisms as well. So today I am going to discuss about the level of general public knowledge and attitude on the role of technology in human trafficking, a quantitative study of Pakistan. So this is basically a quantitative study, I analyze it. So this is the contents of my presentation, today's presentation. First of all, I would like to discuss about the geography and population of Pakistan, because majority of people, I think, don't know about the geography and the population of Pakistan. So this is very important that before I start my analysis, before I start my before I focusing on my study, so I would like to discuss about the geography and population of Pakistan. After that, I'm going to discuss about the country trafficking profile, that the trafficking activities of in Pakistan, and after that the game of human trafficking on technology. So this is the main theme which I'm going to discuss today. And after that, the study analysis and then some recommendations which I will provide for the international and local organizations and for the government agencies as well. So first of all, I'm going to discuss about the geography and population of Pakistan. Okay, I want to come here because it's very near to my eyes. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so Pakistan is the 5th most populated country with 241.9 million people in the world. It's the 5th most populated country, because I asked, I asked from many people that why do people not going to do research and why do people not going to collaborate in Pakistan? Because majority of them, like here, they are focusing on the India, Bangladesh, and these sort of countries, but not focusing on Pakistan. But if we see, Pakistan is the most populated country, and Pakistan consists on 4 provinces, namely Punjab. Punjab is a big province for the population size. Then Sindh, Balochistan, and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So these are 4 provinces of Pakistan, politically 4 provinces of Pakistan. Apart from this, it's okay for you? No problem. Okay. Apart from this, Pakistan have border areas with India to east, west Iran border, northwest Afghanistan, northeast China border, and coastline in the south, along with the Gulf of Oman and Arabian Sea. So Pakistan have also different long borders with Iran, Afghanistan, and China as well. So if we see, the 40% of people in Pakistan are living below poverty line. 40%, so it's a very huge number. If we see, 40% are living below poverty line, and no basic facilities are available to the most of the Pakistani people. For example, food, shelter, and jobs, clean water are also not available to the most of the Pakistani people. So what are the consequences of these things? If we see the consequences, so as a result, the majority of the people involved in the criminal activities, if they don't have the basic facilities, for example, the food, the shelter, the clean water. So what they are doing, they are involving in the criminal activities such as child labor and other criminal activities because of school dropout and unawareness. They are involving in the different criminal activities. And apart from this, the traffickers also easily targeted the young population who wants and ready to move to other countries. Why they move to other countries? They move to other countries for the searching of jobs, for the searching of food, for the searching of different type of facilities. They want to move from Pakistan to other countries. As I discussed before, that 40% people are living under poverty line. So the majority of them want to move from other countries, and this data is I presented from the FIA, Federal Investigation Agency, in which the Federal Investigation Agency shows in their report that the majority of young population wants to move to other countries, and the traffickers target this population basically. Next, for example, if I give an example in 2019, different report shows that more than 600 women were sold to Chinese men in fake and forced marriages. More than 600 women. Majority of them were trafficked to China for sexual exploitation. So why these women were trafficked to China for sexual exploitation, and why these women were fall into fake and forced marriages? Because they need some facilities. They want a good life. They're searching for a good person that they need a good life to spend with. So that's why, this is the one example that I put it here. Many other examples are there in Pakistan that the people are trafficked to other countries. Next, if we see the country trafficking profile of Pakistan. So how many of you people knows about the country trafficking profile of Pakistan? Anybody knows here? Nobody knows.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's very important to know about the Pakistani trafficking profile. Pakistan is the source, transit and destination country of human trafficking. Pakistan is among the top 4 countries in Asia where 2.3 million people are living in the modern day slavery. This is the recent report, 2023 report, where the 2.3 million people are living in the modern day slavery. If we see the tier ranking of Pakistan, it's every year the US State Department reported the tier ranking. So if we see from the last 10 years, so there are many ups and downs.
Yeah.
Many ups and downs. For example, from 2014 till 2021, if we see in some time the country trafficking profile went down in the tier watch list in 2, then ups to the tier 2 list in the US State Department, and the recent report shows the 2023 that Pakistan is still in the tier 2 list in the US State Department, which means that the government of Pakistan does not fully meet the criteria of human trafficking elimination. So we need more to do work in Pakistan. Next, if we see the trafficking routes in Pakistan, this is very important. This is very important because all the trafficking activities in Pakistan conducted between these groups. The main routes which I'm talking about, that the traffickers targeted the people and they trafficked from Pakistan to other countries. If I discussed before that Punjab is the most populated country in Pakistan. And mainly, the traffickers targeted people from the Punjab areas. Mainly targeted from the Punjab areas, and they moved towards the Quetta Balochistan. This is another province. Moved towards Quetta Balochistan, which is the border of Iran. And then from the Quetta Balochistan, they moved towards the Irani border. And then from Iran, the traffickers move these people towards the European countries. Majority of them traffics to the European countries. For example, the Turkey. Then after Turkey, they move towards the Greece, Italy, and other European countries. Yeah. So the trafficking activity is also held within Pakistan. Within Pakistan, because the traffickers targeted the people from one province, then move from one province to another province for the exploitation purposes. Different exploitation purposes, for example, the sexual exploitations, labor exploitation, bonded labor. Bonded labor is a very burning issue in Pakistan, in the Punjab area and in the Sindh areas, because there is a very big feudalism system. So the majority of the people, they are trafficked to these places. And from the other countries to Pakistan, so the majority of the people trafficked from Afghanistan to Pakistan. From Afghanistan to Pakistan. For what purposes? For forced marriages, for sexual exploitations, and also for the child labor activities. For the child labor activities. So most of the people are trafficked from Afghanistan to Pakistan. So this is the routes where the traffickers are conducting their activities in these routes, if we see. It's very important. After this, the main topic, my today's study is the game of human trafficking on technology. So this is very important. And I would like to say that this is the first study which I conducted in Pakistan. I'm a PhD researcher. Before this, nobody conducted research on the role of technology in human trafficking in Pakistan. So this is the first study which I conducted in Pakistan. And if we see, the human trafficking activities are now changed from traditional method to online technologies. Agreed or no?
Yes, so
Agreed, yeah? But the trafficking activities change from traditional to online methods, but the majority of the people still don't know. It's still not working on these areas. The majority of organization, if we are talking about, so they're still not working on the role of technology in human trafficking, but it's a very burning issue. In every country, not specifically in Pakistan, in every country it's a very burning issue. Nowadays, like 100% of cases conducted through these technologies. 100% cases conducted, but we are still not focusing on this area. So we need to focus on this area. So the traffickers use different type of social media applications. For example, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a very big weapon in the human trafficking activities. Messengers, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. TikTok also use. Traffickers also use the TikTok and Snapchats, etc. So in the recruitment, they targeted the people. Then in the recruitment process, they also use the technology. In the transportation from one place to another place, they also use the technology, and during the exploitation process, they also use the technology. So nowadays, traffickers not come on camera. They're doing everything online. They not come they not meet to any person like in person. They do everything online. The next one is why people fall into trafficking. This is a very big question. Why people fall into trafficking? There are different reasons. For example, the traffickers gave promises of employment because people need employment, and they gave through online processes. I will discuss after this how the traffickers give them online, like the promises of employment, good salary, shelter, housing. People need that, shelter and housing, transportation, good transportation, the friendships. You make a friendship on social media, relationship on social media. Nowadays, if we see, majority of the people fall into human trafficking because of the fake friendship and fake relationships. They fall in love with other person. At the end, they fall in the human trafficking and they become victim of human trafficking. So how people fall into trafficking? This is how I am going to discuss about. So traffickers use different sort of strategies. For example, use social media to find and exploit individuals in the vulnerable situations. First of all, the traffickers looking for the vulnerable people, looking for the easy target. Where are the people that we are going to easily target it and we are going to easily recruit it, target it, recruit it and exploit it. So the traffickers basically looking for the easy target. After that, for this purpose they use different techniques. The one technique they use, the traffickers use, is the fake job advertisement. And this is a very general technique that nowadays the traffickers use, the fake job advertisement. In the fake job advertisement, the majority of the traffickers, they mention their WhatsApp numbers as well, their email IDs as well. For what purpose they mention that? Because when somebody apply for the jobs, so then they automatically convert their conversation through on social media. If you see the next one, so use the encrypted apps to communicate for the communication purposes. So they communicate with each other through social media, through WhatsApp, through emails. So they're starting communicating. After that, traffickers also share sexually exploit digital content and live stream abuse. The traffickers use ride-sharing apps to arrange travel and maintain control over someone's movement. They're also maintaining controlling movement of the individual from one place to another place. For this purpose, they also use the technology. So everything become online. Everything come in front. They do everything online. For example, I conducted research and I collected data from, I gave you one example from my another data. Recently, I collected from the victims. Yeah. So one of the questions I asked from the victims, that how like they controlling you during the transportation process. So majority of them told me that the traffickers told us to send the live locations. Where are you now? Send the live location, send the pictures of the places. And they are also interconnected with each others. The traffickers are also interconnected with each other. So they are also sharing everything with other traffickers online. That this person now reached to this place. This person now reached to this place. So they are very interconnected with each other online, through online social media, through internet. Yeah. So at the end, the traffickers also use these sort of activities in okay, so one thing more, the financial transaction. This is a very important thing. Nowadays, all the traffickers use online methods for the financial transactions. And the majority of the traffickers use a fake accounts. Fake accounts. For example, in Pakistan we have a different mobile accounts as well. In Pakistan we called it Easy Paisa. We called it Easy Paisa, J's Cash. So the traffickers use these accounts, and how they use the fake accounts? They use the numbers of different other people. Different other people, they make accounts, and then they use during the human trafficking activities, these accounts. Specifically, they use these, the financial methods, the online methods during the exploitation purposes, because when they're exploited, they move like they're transported one person from one place to another place for exploitation purposes. So at that time during the exploitation, they make videos of the victims, and they send these videos to their families. They ask them to send money on these bank accounts online. So they use these tactics for the money purposes. Traffickers use nowadays these tactics for the money purposes. And at the end, they use digital surveillance to monitor movements, as I told you, how they monitor their movements. So everything they are doing, from targeting, from recruitment, from transportation until exploitation, they use technology in all these processes. And why I conducted research on the general public? Because the traffickers targeted people from the general public. From the general public, of course. So if the general public don't know about these things, so they'll be easily targeted and recruited and exploited in the human trafficking activities. So that's why apart from the victims, apart from the traffickers, apart from the experts, I also choose to conduct my research on the general public. So it's very important. So if we see the social media users in Pakistan, because in the world it's around about 3 point something billion people, they are active social users in the world. But if we see in the Pakistan, so more than 70 million people are active social media users in the country. And in these social media users, majority of the people use Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram are the most popular usable social media website, where Facebook found the highest number of users, 73.56% in 2022. And if we see the recent report of the global statistics, so Facebook is still on the high number. After that, the YouTube and the other mobile applications comes. And the human trafficking activities are also conducted on these social media applications. So, like if we see nowadays, every person have Android mobile. Every person, the children have also Android mobiles. The children use different social media applications. Every person use different social media applications. If we see in our society today. So in every country, people are mostly active on social media. But we are just looking for a new applications. Yeah, we are just looking for a new application, but we don't know that if we use these applications, so it will be how much I can impact it. We don't know about it. We don't think about this even. We just want to use. We just want to use for. We just looking for the easy things. And it's not like that only the uneducated people are exploited or trafficked in the human trafficking activity. The majority of the educated people also fall in the human trafficking activities because of the social media. Because the majority of the educated people use the social media like actively. So now I'm going to discuss about my current study. Because before that I discussed about the Pakistan and the Pakistani situations and everything. So it was very important to discuss about this. And now I'm going to discuss about my current study. So this study was based on the level of knowledge and attitude on the role of technology in human trafficking, basically. And if I'm going to define the knowledge. So knowledge is the beliefs that are true and justified. This is the knowledge definition. If I'm going to define the attitude, so attitude refers to the disposition towards or against a specific phenomena, person or thing. So this is the definition of attitude, because I'm focusing on knowledge and attitude, so definitions are there. Now the targeted population and sample size of the current study. The current study conducted in 2 provinces of Pakistan, namely Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Why I choose these 2 provinces only? Because I didn't approach to the other provinces because some reasons. So that's why I just choose these 2 provinces. And Punjab is the main hotspot of human trafficking. Punjab mainly. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is my home area. So that's why I also choose the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. But Punjab is the main hotspot of human trafficking activity. That's why I also choose Punjab areas for my study. Yeah. The data was collected from 443 general public male and female age 18 and above. I didn't mention here the profile of the respondents, but like I collected data from different people from different areas. For example, students are there, the job workers are there, the laborers are there, the shopkeepers are there. So every person, like I collected data from different people, like age 18 and above. The data was analyzed using species employing descriptive statistical analysis. We use the species descriptive statistical analysis. The researcher used a survey questionnaire. I used a survey questionnaire for this study, and I distributed questionnaire to everybody because I didn't use online. Because of the sensitivity of the topic, I didn't use online tool. So I used I collected data, like I distributed a questionnaire and I collected data. These are a few examples of the level of knowledge questions. If we see, the first question is a few examples, because in the knowledge questionnaire I used around about 25 to 30 questions regarding the role of technology in human trafficking, and in the case of attitude. For example, the first question is the mobile, internet, social media websites and computer technologies are used in the activities of human trafficking in Pakistan. The other question is the growth of social media and computer technologies open new ways to the activities of human trafficking in Pakistan. Anyone, men, women and children are trafficked in Pakistan through social media and computer technologies. The traffickers transport people while using online technological resources. The victims are trafficked through fake online job advertisement. Victims of human trafficking are trafficked through online dating sites. The Pakistani government has launched online tools for reporting instances of human trafficking. So I use these questionnaires and I also translated these questions to the local language. This is called Urdu. Yeah, this is the Pakistani national language as well. So I also translated these to the local language for the local people. If we see the few examples of the level of attitude questions. So the first question is, I refrain from downloading dubious social media apps that are primarily involved in the human trafficking. Due to human traffickers, I won't easily engage with a stranger on online platforms who offers me a job. Because of human trafficking, I prefer to block, report suspicious and fake online and fake social media accounts. I prefer to block, delete social media groups, pages that are suspicious of engaging in human trafficking. To protect myself from human traffickers, I like to not share my personal information with any stranger on social media. The last question, I like to disseminate information regarding human trafficking on social media. So I asked these questions from the general public. Now I'm going to share my results, my data collection results. So this is the result of the level of knowledge. Out of 443 participants, the majority of the 50.3% had low level of knowledge regarding the role of technology in human trafficking. They have very low level of knowledge. Then 32.5% had moderate level of knowledge. Something they know, something they don't know. This is in the middle side. And only 17.2% had a high level of knowledge. So if we see the percentage, so the majority of the general public don't know about the role of technology in human trafficking. If we see on the other side, if we see the result of the level of attitude, so out of 443 participants, the majority of 39.1% had a high level of attitude. This is different from from knowledge. And 32.2% moderate, and only 29.8% had a low level of attitude. So if we see the conclusion of this research, so the study concluded that the Pakistani people had a high level, had a low level of, sorry, I didn't put had a low level of knowledge, had a low level of knowledge regarding the role of technology in human trafficking, but their attitude was high. So it means that the Pakistani people don't know about the role of technology in human trafficking from my study results. It means like that. So now I'm going to give some enhancing responding system for the prevention mechanisms. First of all, I would like to discuss about the UN SDG goals, Sustainable Development Goals, because the UN SDG goals are mainly focused on the human trafficking different areas. So the study expected to enable the law enforcement agencies and policymakers to achieve the UN SDG goals with the aim to focus on this new emerging issue of human trafficking and to build up the general public knowledge and attitude to combat the online human trafficking and safeguard the general public. So these are the SDG goals. For example, SDG 8.7 deals with the elimination of forced labor and child labor. The other one, 5.2, deals with the elimination of violence against women, including trafficking and sexual exploitations. The other one, 16.2, deals with the elimination of trafficking, exploitation, and torture against children, abuse, violence, and exploitation. 17.6 deals with the international cooperation in science and technology. So this is the last one, is science and technology, with mainly focus on the cooperation between different countries, between different organizations. So we need to enable, we need to cooperate, we need to working on this. The information communication technology. I gave you one example from the expert studies. Recently I conducted a study and I also collected data from the experts. So I asked one question from the experts about the cooperation in the technology. So the majority of them told me that we don't have a high level cooperation using technology. We don't have that type of technologies because there is still a huge gap between countries in the technology side. They don't cooperate with each other. If I give an example of the mobile companies, the traffickers use the fake SIM cards for the bank accounts, for connections, for the communication with others. Traffickers, majority of the traffickers use the fake like SIMs, the fake SIMs. So the experts told me that the communication like departments, they like if we request them to give us some information regarding this, so they give us the basic information. So there is a huge gap in the cooperation with each other, in the cooperation between departments. So we need to work on this area, specifically the technology area. Okay, apart from this, the study recommends awareness campaigns regarding the role of technology in human trafficking. So we need awareness regarding the role of technology in human trafficking. I don't know about the other countries exactly. Maybe the experts are here. They know about the other countries, what's the situation of other countries, that other countries people know about the role of technology in human trafficking or no, but I don't think so. I don't think so because it's like the people are still in every country, like recently I also write research articles on this I also study about the European countries, the US and the other countries. So there still people don't know about the role of technology in human trafficking. So we need awareness. We need awareness campaigns regarding this, and how we can do this. We have to cooperate with each other. The government may take help from the digital tools such as the use of media to launch awareness campaigns. So we also need to use technology for the combating of human trafficking. The traffickers on the other side use the technology for the recruitment, transportation, exploitation. But we also need to use these technologies for the combating of human trafficking, for the prevention of human trafficking. The local and international organizations need to play their role. So it's also very important because there are different organizations, people. You need to play their role in the role of technology in human trafficking. You need to aware the local people about this type of activities in human trafficking. So because the local NGOs and other organizations play a very important role in these things. Like in Pakistan, the UNODC working with the different law enforcement agencies, for example, the Federal Investigation Agency and the Police Department. So they are working with, but there are many other different local organizations that are also working on human trafficking activities. But the gap still exists. Why? Because they have not focusing on the role of technology in human trafficking. So the gap still exists. We need to conduct researches on this area. More researches on this area. As I mentioned that it's my first study in Pakistan. So why people not do the research on this area? And one thing more, that it's also very difficult for the researchers to conduct their research on this area. It's also very difficult. Why it's difficult? Because approaching to the victims, it's a very, very difficult thing. Very, very difficult thing, because I already have experience with different victims. So it was very difficult, like, for me to approaching them and to gather data from the victims. So basically the organization needs to support the researchers. It needs to support the researchers during in conducting research on the role of technology in human trafficking. So the research will be available to them, and it will be more easy for the policymakers and for the organizations to make good strategies for combating these sort of issues, for combating the online human trafficking activities. So we need cooperation, and we need to support the researchers for this thing. Okay, so the local and international organization needs to play their role. The civil society plays an important role. Apart from this, local people. Local people also play a very important role in the elimination of online human trafficking activities, because the local people knows about these things. Local people knows about, because now I conducted research, so I approaching the victims, the majority of the victims through the local people, the references of local people. So the local people knows how to deal and how to educate the people, how to create awareness. So the organization needs to help them financially and other support. The different organization needs to help the local people to combat and eliminate the online human trafficking activities. So this is from my side. Thank you so much for today's. Thank you so much. Yeah? So any questions? Any question? Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for talking about the issue of Pakistan and trafficking and technology. I'm curious, as you go deeper into the research, what is next with your survey data? What will you do with looking more at the survey results? What's next with your research agenda?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, currently, I just focusing on 3 groups. Focus on 3 groups: the general public, the victims, and the experts. Now, my next focus is to collect data from the traffickers. Because, from the traffickers, So this is my next agenda, to collect data from the traffickers, specifically from Pakistan, and I want to compare all these data with each other. And then I want to write a research article as well on this, that how all these things, all these activities are conducted by the traffickers in the geographical context of Pakistani society. And I also I'm also thinking to start work with any organization which is mainly focused on the role of technology in human trafficking. So I want to conduct more research in other countries as well. So this is my next focus for my future strategies. Thank you so much. Any other question here? Yeah.
The whole human trafficking thing crosses many, many international borders. Is there, in your opinion, is there a way to deal with social media to help control the international cross? Like, I know I have Facebook friends all over the world. Is there a way to deal with the technology companies, like whoever owns Facebook and so forth, to help control some of that?
Okay, thank you so much. This is a very nice question. So, as for my experience, and as I collected data from the experts. So I would like to answer this question from one of the expert opinion from my country. So when I asked this same question from one of the expert of human trafficking, so there, as I mentioned before, that there is a very huge gap in the technology and the different organizations. There is a very huge gap. As I mentioned that one of the experts told me that we requested to the mobile companies to give us information regarding this person, this person, this person. They didn't give us. So there is a huge gap between we need to cooperate with each other. We need to cooperate, and how we need to cooperate. So the different security agencies and the different social media like the platforms which they are handling, so they need to cooperate with each other. So if we start cooperation, so with the cooperation we will eliminate this problem. We will combat this problem. We need this. Yeah. In Pakistan, we have also some issues regarding the technologies because the security agencies don't have enough technologies. We don't have enough technologies to combat the online human trafficking. So we also need the technological resources in other countries as well. Not in Pakistan, in other countries as well. As from my previous study, I studied different literature from the other countries, so the other countries also face the same issue.
Sure.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Anyone?
So I have two questions for you. So one, I'll be louder. Okay. So have you shared these recommendations with the local NGOs in Pakistan?
Okay.
That's my first question. And my second question
let me answer the first question, so then you can ask the second one. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So actually, I am writing my thesis. Yeah, my PhD thesis on this topic. Now I concluded my thesis. I'm going to submit my thesis for the final viva. So all these recommendations I mentioned in my thesis. And I'm also writing research articles on this, specifically on the victims I already submitted to the journal. So I also gave some recommendations in my research articles as well. Yeah. So your second.
Okay. So you were mentioning that Pakistan doesn't have the infrastructure to support the technological issues. Is there any strong policies on digital front or cybersecurity policies in Pakistan?
Yeah. There is a cybersecurity wing. There is a cybersecurity wing, or they are looking on different online scamming and these things. There is a wing. Yeah, the credit investigation agencies have a different wing because in Pakistan the main security agency in Pakistan, the Federal Investigation Agency, are focusing on the human trafficking activities. So the federal investigation agencies have different wings. For example, human trafficking wing, cyber wing, human smuggling wing, and the migration wing. So they have different wings. But if I'm talking about the human trafficking, so they are not focusing on the online human trafficking activities. They are focusing on the other online things, on the other online criminal activities. So there is still gap. There is no strategy for the combating online human trafficking. Yeah, the human trafficking wing deals with these cases. But if we specifically talking about the technology side, so it's a different thing. If I'm also talking about the legislation of Pakistan in 2018, Pakistan passed a legislation, the Anti-Human Trafficking Act 2018. So there is also no debate on technology. And if we are also talking about the international legislation, so there is also no dimension about the technology. Yeah, so there is a huge gap, of course. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone?
Any question? Yeah.
Any question? I think we have 5 minutes, yeah? 5 minutes. Yeah.
When I log to the app, I saw questions from the app, so can I read that question?
Yeah.
Yes, first question, how can the general public think about the trend of human trafficking in technology? Actually, you already mentioned regarding the awareness. Campaign, but anything else that you would like to add up regarding
The general public, yeah. Okay, in the recommendations, as here I mentioned that the government agencies and the different local and international organizations needs to aware the local people, and they also like the general public. The majority of the general public use the social media, different social media apps. So the social media, as I discussed before, that technology also used in the human trafficking activities, definitely. But we also use this technology for the prevention mechanisms. We also use like the organizations, the government agencies also need to put different information on social media regarding the prevention of human trafficking, and they need to aware the local people regarding this. So this is like from the technology side, this is very important for the government organizations and for the other private organizations in Pakistan and in all over the world as well. Yeah, thank you. Any other question?
Actually, it has another question, but I think it's similar.
Similar question.
Would you like me to read it?
Yeah.
Are there any steps recommended to mitigate human trafficking in your study, which can apply government and other agencies?
Okay. Yeah, I gave many recommendations because I don't want to tell right now because my thesis. Yeah. So when I publish my day, I'm also writing a book on the role of technology in human trafficking. So I will convert my thesis into book as well, and I will publish it in my university journal. So laterally, if anybody needs, so can contact me, and I will share the book. I gave many recommendations, and I mentioned many things there regarding the elimination of human trafficking. Yeah.
What encouraged you to choose this topic? And in the beginning, what were more concerned when you prepare for the research?
Yeah, it's a very nice question. Yeah. Everybody asks me this question, that why you choose this topic. Yeah. So basically, I didn't come from the human trafficking field. I'm basically came from a sociology field. Yeah. So before, and I also worked with the different organizations before for 5 years something. Yeah. Before my PhD, I also worked with different, but not on the human trafficking activities, on different projects. I collected data and I do many researches on different other things. Yeah. But for the human trafficking and specifically for technology, so before I entered my PhD study, at that time I studied about the human trafficking. Different articles about the human trafficking, and in these articles I also study about the role of technology somewhere. And nowadays, if we see our society is basically every person in our society, they are more connected with technology. And every person, even educated, uneducated, and every person have like, because recently I also faced the same issue of scamming. Yeah, someone make my Facebook a fake Facebook ID. They're asking for my friends for the money. Recently I faced this issue. Yeah, so our society, we converted from the old traditional method to online technology. So definitely I interested from this place that why I'm not going to study on this. And the one thing more, in Pakistan there is no study on this area. This is also another point for me, and this is a plus point for me, because I'm the first person that I conducted my research on this area, the role of technology. There are many other studies, as I mentioned, about the child trafficking, about the forced marriages, of human trafficking, etc. But there is no study on the role of technology in human trafficking. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, I have another question.
Yeah.
Because technology is very complex, what will you recommend for another researcher if they want to conduct in their own country?
Yeah. It's also very important. In my thesis, I also gave this recommendation. Yeah, in my thesis, I already mentioned this recommendation for the other researchers, that other researchers needs to conduct research on the role of technology in human trafficking. They needs to conduct researches on this area. Even in Pakistan, the researchers needs to conduct research on this area, because the organizations, the private organizations, the government organizations, they like take the prevention mechanisms, they make a prevention mechanism on the basis of research. On the basis of research, so we need to do researches not in Pakistan only, in many other countries as well, even in the Europe, in the US. In the US also, if I'm talking about the US, in the US, the majority of the human trafficking activities are held through through technology. The traffickers use technology. Yeah, in the US. So I gave already these recommendations in my thesis. Yeah, thank you so much.
For me, I'm wondering that we know that the technology has impact a lot for the user, like children, women, and men, and also they get negative impact, like to be into the trafficking or exploitation, something like that. So based on your study on this, do you have any recommendation for the company that have accountable for the for allowing, like Facebook company or the other app that they are have responsible on this to mitigate or prevention on the human trafficking?
Yeah. So actually, I gave suggestions. Yeah, I gave suggestions, but this is also very difficult thing, because controlling on social media is not easy thing. It's a very big area. But what we are humans, we need to focus, we need to do the things. So at the end of the day, we need to eliminate these things. And I gave recommendations in my thesis. Yeah. So everybody here asked me about the recommendations, but if you people need my research, my thesis, so after I publish my thesis, my research, so I will share with every person. If anybody need, so they will contact me later. Yeah, so I will share, and I get every type of recommendation in my thesis. Yeah, even as I mentioned that I'm also writing papers, so I also give many recommendations in my research articles. Yeah. Anyone? I think time is off. Okay. Oh, okay. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay. Because I thought that's 11:45. 11:50. Okay. Any question? Yeah.
Last presentation you mentioned about the easy target for the trafficker to seek to exploit them. So do you know how to determine the easy target for the trafficker to target?
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. So the traffickers, how knows the traffickers that these are the easy target for us, and these are easily like recruited, transported, and exploited. Yeah. Because in every society, traffickers moving here and there. I don't know in my neighbors. Maybe there are many traffickers are living. Yeah, in my neighbor. Yeah, because if we study on the human trafficking, if we collect data from the victims of human trafficking, survivors of human trafficking, so the majority of the survivors will tell you that the trafficker living in my neighbor. He was my relative. My relative, we were living in my neighborhood, so they know everything. Knows everything about the local people. Yeah, so that's why, like as I mentioned, that they are living in the same society, so they are searching for these targets, and they are searching for the easy target to recruit and exploit. Yeah. So basically, traffickers are there in every society. They are moving here and there. They are looking for these things because this is this is their jobs, as we say. Yeah.
Yes, specialist.
So
Yes, specialist.
yeah, specialist. Yeah, of course. So it's clear, yeah. Anyone?
I'm very interested about the statistic that you share about Pakistan. There mainly the population also like very high risk with the income. So any form of human trafficking that are facing for Pakistan? Maybe like forced labor or sex trafficking or forced marriage.
Okay.
Which
So,
one are the most common?
the most common sex trafficking. Yeah.
Oh,
Sex
sex
trafficking. Yeah.
Oh, really?
And the bonded labor as well. Bonded labor and sex trafficking both.
Mostly cross border or
Mostly trafficking are held at cross borders in Pakistan. Mostly trafficking activities are held in cross borders, and from Iran to Turkey, and then from Turkey to Greece and these the European countries. Yeah, but the majority of them exploited during the wave. During the wave, when they reach to for example, to Iran, they reach to Turkey, they were exploited in these areas. Yeah, so the majority of the trafficking activities are held between the borders areas. Yeah, and apart from this, as I mentioned before, that majority of the people also traffic from Afghanistan to Pakistan for the sexual exploitations. One of my friend, he conducted research on the forced marriages in Pakistan. So he mainly focused on Afghanistan and Pakistan, like trafficking activities from Afghanistan to Pakistan for the forced labor and for the sexual exploitations. Yeah, so the majority of the trafficking activities, like in the form of sexual exploitation and forced labor or bonded labors. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Anyone? We have some 3 minutes. Yeah. So any question there? If not, so we will conclude the session. Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much.
All the best for your wife.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Standing up is wonderful.
Thật chuyện.
Cái cột mà
We really need to know as much as we can about technology. May I give you my card? And may I ask you? No, not at all. You can just send me an email. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, Rotary has action groups. And we belong to the Rotary Action Group Against Slavery. So what we concentrate on is slavery and human trafficking. And in Thailand, we're doing prevention training for children. Quite important. I very much appreciate it. Thank you. Good to meet you. And please remember to send your contact information.
One question, final question. How can we access to your research paper after you finalize?
Okay.
Will you share?
I publish my paper because my publication
But how do we know that it's ready?
Anyone like this.
So right now they copy your context. Now they copy your context. Yeah, it's like on mobile app. On mobile app. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. From India. Yeah.
From Chennai.
Chennai.
Yes.
Oh.
In your presentation, have your contact info?
No, I don't have contact info in my presentation, but anybody wants to, so I will share my email ID. We have it for my presentation.
Okay. Yes.
The subject is basically focusing on these areas.
In Phnom our office, when we do case, we do the intervention and support case across the country. And we also working like cross-border collaboration between Malaysia,
focusing on Malaysia currently. Yeah. Next month I have some SDGs with the experts. Next month, yeah. So I have some session with the experts on Anti-Trafficking from Malaysia. Then I'm going to analyze these data and I'm going to see about Pakistan and Malaysian data, difference and so I'm also thinking to write a paper on this, like between Pakistan and Malaysia, so it will be also very effective. Yeah, I'm also thinking about that. Yeah.
Okay, it's going to your paper and yeah, thank you so much for sharing the session. And it's very interesting topic, and it's, as you know, that it's become hot issue in technology.
Of course. And as I also mentioned in my presentation, that majority of the organization are focusing on this issue. It's a very burning issue. It's a very burning issue. I don't know about the Cambodia. I don't know about the Cambodia, but maybe there is the same. There is the same because as I studied about the European countries, so still not have enough things on the robotic model. Still like issue. But we need to focus in this area and we how they will do many things on this. Yeah. So in future we will contact with each other. Yeah, so it will be very easy.
Thank you so much.
Di sana nggak ada. Iya baru.
Ini? Sana ada.
Ada.
Bilang saya.
Ini istirahat nih.
Dan isiin air ini.
Enggak dong. Ya,
Air apa?
ada kuah. Ya nggak ada.
Habis?
Oh masih.
Di full? Di full?
Setengah.
Oh, tadi kan setengah kan? Udah udah ada. Mau nggak dia?
Apa?
Ngecap nggak dia?
Ngecap apa?
Boleh saja.
Nggak mau bisa? Apa kurang? Nggak kurang.
Ini baru nih kalau nih.
Iya baru. Aku minuman.